WTF, Meghan and Harry are at risk of bankruptcy after burning $43,000 on date night. The Sussexes were caught enjoying an ultra high-end lifestyle, but the lavish night reveals one big problem.
Hello friends, welcome to the King YouTube channel.
I can guarantee you there are 3 words that Harry had never even heard of before he stepped foot inside his first market, or opened his very first electric bill: cost of living. Much like unclogging a drain or unclogging a toilet even, Harry's life before Megxit was pretty low on the mundanity of normal life. For example, he didn't know anything about paying his own way. He was used to somebody else taking care of all that boring stuff. But now Harry and Meghan are free. They don't have to report for royal duty anymore. They don't have to be on the receiving end of Charles's gilt-edged checks. So it's a fair bet that Harry's figured out exactly what these 3 words really mean. Because lately, Harry and Meghan are doing a lot of living, and it is costing a lot of money. It's costing somebody a lot of money, at least. For example, earlier this week, Meghan and Harry were photographed boarding a private jet along with a few Hollywood stars, including Cameron Diaz, Benji Madden, and Bumble founder Whitney Wolfe Herd. They flew 40 minutes from Santa Barbara to Las Vegas to watch Katy Perry perform. The figures associated with this luxurious night out are enough to make any accountant balk. Meghan's outfit, not even including jewelry, was valued at almost $12,000. She chose to wear a $10,000, well almost $11,000 Valentino mini dress, and on her feet she wore $1,112 Christian Louboutin heels, according to prices from the people over the Daily Mail. And let's talk about how they got there. They, of course, had to fly via private jet. It was a Gulfstream. Now, the plane is reportedly co-owned by Wolfe Herd and her husband, oil heir Michael Herd. But according to a quote from EvoJets, renting a similar aircraft to make that same round-trip journey would cost between $32,000 and $40,200. And that's not even including babysitters. Well, I'm not sure they needed babysitters, but whatever. This single night out ends up costing at least $43,000. I mean, we're a long way from the Hollywood Arms, Harry's go-to London watering hole, where a glass of champagne is going to set you back about $13. Sure, Meghan and Harry probably didn't chip in for the flight, and Meghan's dress could have been a gift from the Italian fashion brand. But still, this was a very expensive date night. The important thing to remember here is that socially, Meghan and Harry are now playing in an entirely new league. And that raises the question of can or will they be able to keep up financially? Sure, they earned a decent amount of money thanks to their willingness to plumb the depths of their psyches for Netflix cameras and also Harry's ghostwriter, so they are certainly in the top 0.1% in the US. Even so, what they have earned so far and their very limited earning potential going forward, it certainly puts them in the impoverished category when it comes to the circles in which they're trying to move now. If we try to put it simply, the question is, could Harry and Meghan really, all on their own, have been able to afford this $43,000 Saturday date night? Let's talk about the other passengers on that flight. In 2021, Wolfe Herd became the youngest self-made female billionaire in the whole world when her company Bumble went public. But today, she's worth somewhere around $796 million. Her husband, Michael Herd, well, he's a Texan oil heir, and he's worth around $43 million. Some less than exact estimates have put Cameron Diaz's net worth at more than $200 million. But what we do know, thanks to Forbes, is that in the last year, she actually did some acting work. In 2014, she made $28 million alone. Furthermore, generally speaking, Meghan and Harry now seem to be living a luxurious lifestyle worthy of a Getty heir. But do they actually have the money to pay for it? It is at this point that we gotta wonder, how much may they be relying on the kindness of strangers and also people who are not strangers? For example, last month when Meghan and Harry flew via private jet from New York to the Caribbean island of Canoan and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which is supposedly where billionaires go to escape millionaires. It is interesting considering that on that island is the Soho Beach House, and Meghan for a long time now has been connected with the Soho House properties thanks to her friendship with Marcus Anderson. He, of course, is the Lifestyle Club chain's chief membership officer. And interestingly enough, Canouan got a global publicity boost after a photo of Meghan and Harry vacationing on the island was captured by a passerby, according to them. Or what about Harry's trip last month to the American Formula One Grand Prix in Austin? Harry was a VIP guest of the Mercedes Petronas team, according to Sussex biographer Omid Scooby-Doo. So we can file it under interesting that no other teams received a royal visit. It's worth noting that for a long time now, royalty has accepted freebies from wealthy friends. Back during Charles's first marriage to Diana, Princess of Wales, His Majesty and now Queen Camilla enjoyed beautiful, luxurious vacations in Turkey, thanks to the now disgraced music mogul Ahmet Erdogan. In 2011, we learned that Charles had used the private jet of an American banking tycoon with connections to Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet Ugarte, including using the jet for official business purposes. So somehow that banker got an invitation to William and Catherine's wedding that same year. Well, another interesting fact. If we were to start tallying all the free holidays and Gulfstream trips enjoyed by Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, and his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, the list would be so long that we would probably run out of paper. But there is a difference here. See, the situations with Charles and Andrew were obviously transactional. They got a nice little treat, and the billionaire who paid the bill can enjoy the social kudos of royal association. But now Meghan and Harry are finding themselves in a completely different situation, one where their new social world is mostly populated by people who are a lot richer than they are, and makes them seem poor by comparison. For instance, they flew from Vancouver Island to LA back in March of 2020 in Tyler Perry's Gulfstream 3, which is worth a reported $195 million. I mean, that single amount is almost the same as the total reported value of all Meghan and Harry's original content deals, including their now defunct Spotify deal. Well, I hope the two of them had a good time on their 5-figure Katy Perry night out. But if it were not for their new uber-rich friends, it seems doubtful that they could actually personally afford all this stuff. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Meghan's investment in oat milk latte business Clever Bins is paying a lot of dividends. Or maybe Harry's got some trick up his sleeve that we just haven't seen yet. And you, what do you think about this issue? Please tell me your opinion below in the comments. If you think my video is useful, don't be afraid to like and share it with anyone else who needs it anytime you want. And don't be afraid to click the subscribe button to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in, have a lovely weekend, and we'll be back to see you all tomorrow.